Greetings from home, dear ones. I am the Keeper of Time, and I've come in this day to intersect with your timeline for just a moment, to help touch your hearts, to help remind you who you are and where you are coming from. For you are distant travelers who've been quite around a lot. And here you are, settled on Earth, making rapid changes. So many incredible changes. It's difficult for us to watch sometimes and keep up with all the things that humans are doing on planet Earth. Well, greetings, and let us tell you this day we will share with you a little bit of what is coming in the year ahead. It is rather fascinating to watch what is taking place. By the time you get through with February of this next year, you will find a little bit of a calmness that hasn't been here for a while. Those are kind of the calm before the storm in some way. So do not think that everything is going to be calm, because most change cannot happen when there is in midst of calm. Change by its very definition sometimes means changing so many things that it leaves a ripple and a wake behind it. Do not fear this, for the change is what you've come to be a part of. So many of you have come to Earth trying to figure out where you can be, what this looks like, and how this is going to work for you. Well, here you are, right in the midst of it. Now, of course, the greatest fear about that is what happens if you fail. Oh, such a scary word, fail. What happens if you cannot accomplish things? What happens if you extend yourselves and somehow you are hurt? Well, that's the important part that we wish to tell you today. We have you. We watch out for you. We look over your shoulder and try to direct you from time to time, each and every one of you. No matter where you are in the world, no matter what your previous history was, no matter what level you believe yourself to be, the truth is, we've got you. It's almost as if you would turn your children loose to go play. But there are certain places where you hope they do not get into that obviously can cause problems, etc., although if they do, they will learn from them. But we tell you, dear ones, you're in a safe zone, especially during the next 2 years. There's been fairly major changes taking place in those years. If we go back several years, we can tell you that every 3 or 4 years, you would have this profound energy change which would come in and basically move everyone up very rapidly, almost too rapidly. Because then you'd have to do whatever you could to ground yourself to actually take that light and bring it into your life. So it was a bit challenging from time to time as that happened. And this last year, in 2016, you had a major change as well on September 27th. There was a wave of energy that came in. Prior to that, you've seen so many things coming in, and you actually saw the gravitational wave that Einstein predicted some time back coming into the planet. So every 3 or 4 years, you have these big events, these big vibrational rising events. Next year, you have 4 of them. Can you see the changes that are ahead? This does not happen this way, except on evolving planets. You are in motion, dear ones. All of humanity is reaching levels that have not been set by humans before. You have capabilities of reaching a spiritual awareness within each of you that allows you to touch the God within. Then you will know it. Now, many of you have deeply ingrained within you seeds of fear. Some from past life's experiences, some that you've stepped forward into your own work willingly, only to find great resistance or possibly even death as a retribution. Well, we understand that it is difficult to see, but we also tell you we've got you. We have your back, as you say on Earth. We're watching out for everything that you do. Because in this time, dear ones, there is a new chaos. And the chaos is simply created out of vocal fears. You have so much technology on the planet now, you're able to collect these little bits all together as one, and they appear much larger than they truly are. That is true of the dark side always. Always appearing much larger than it is. So we ask you all to look at this within yourselves. What can you change about your own belief systems? What can you shift with that will help you to ground, to gain the confidence in your light? Because all we're asking you to do is to step into that. And many of you are teachers and healers on your own path, already doing quite well with bringing your energy out into the earth. So keep that up and help those that are just awakening to this, to gain the confidence they need to step out. Start creating a reality of their own choosing, rather than one set by default, because that's what most humans have been doing. Yes, we tell you there are those that plan ahead, and those that make projections about their lives, about their businesses, about where they're going to be in 5, 10 years. Very few people do it on a personal, spiritual level. You have that capability now. You have the capability of deciding who you will be in the next few years, because this new chaos not only brings with it confusion, but also new opportunities that you would not have seen before. It is actually the reason for the chaos. And you will see much of it. Things will not seem normal. There will be times where everything is always done by this way, and all of a sudden you're going to do it a totally different way. And if nothing more, you will be absolutely confident when you go back to doing it the way you did it before. But that stretch, even if it into something that doesn't seem to work, opens up the opportunities that we spoke of, ones that would never be there. Now, the vibrational raises itself that are coming next year, one starting toward the middle of March, and the rest of them will be coming in a little bit later. We'll give you specific dates as they get a little closer, because right now they're coming in as waves, and the waves are actually interfering with each other a bit. That's why causing a little bit of a shift in the timeline. But you're basically set up for 4 of these rather large energy cycles next year. They'll be huge. The one that happened and set things into motion about a couple of years ago was basically the timeline coming in and intersecting each other. Rather large event taking place. And then, of course, you had the 12-12. Rather large event taking place on your earth. You have 4 of them next year. There are 4 opportunities to make leaps like that. Now, what of those who cannot make those changes? Well, that's why so many light workers are on the planet. To help people. Help sometimes at the low end of the spectrum. And please do not judge it as being right or wrong. You negate your own energy when you do. But simply look at it and understand that humanity has a bandwidth. A high vibration here, low vibration here, but you can only move as fast as the lowest person. And that is really what's taking place during this next year. These 4 vibrational shifts are meant for a specific reason. Let us explain. Because the bandwidth of humanity has grown in this nature, but also you have never been through what you are going through on planet Earth right now. And what is ahead? Most of the time, you would have left the planet by now, perhaps gone on and colonized a new planet. We don't mean through your spaceships. We mean through your spiritual bodies, because you've done that many times. There was a time that you inhabited Mars, and here you are on her neighbor, Earth. Interesting. Wait until you see the rest of the story. You'll start uncovering much more about that, because now you're very interested in Mars. It is your closest neighbor, after all. You're going to find out much about your own history, but not all of it will make sense in the physical realm. It's only when you bring your spirit to bear, and you understand that you are truly a spirit first, and a human second. That harmony between those two is what has the opportunity to change. So let's go back to the bandwidth for a moment. During all of these incredible stretches, what has happened is humanity has moved up, but it's also in the recessional wave right at the moment. The recessional wave has the effect of bringing the bottom and the top apart a little further. Does that help? No, in fact, it's a bit of a problem, because now you have a separation happening rather than a unity. But what you're doing is, in this recessional wave, it is creating this opportunity until you have 4 major movements during the year which can bring this back together. And that is profound. That is what you're looking at right at the moment. The actual recessional wave should end somewhere in the next 2 to 3 years. Complete turnaround, moving in a different direction. Enjoy that journey, dear ones, because it will validate your understandings of your own power of creation. You are creator beings. Now, does that mean that you can create a different set of rules for every? No, because you're just creating for you. Start there. Start creating your highest dream. Whatever it takes to bring that energy into your being, those are the photons that get charged, full of light within your body. We will do more with that coming forward. But once you learn about photonics in the body, and learning how it moves, it basically means that you can consciously fill yourself full of light. And that has amazing effects in the world around you. The new times are coming, dear ones. You have 4 major steps next year alone. We can't wait to see how you resolve these situations, because these lead the door into a full understanding of multidimensionality, as well as a full understanding of your spirit and who you truly are beneath all the chaos that you have in your world at the moment. Take these words, dear ones, make them your own. For each of you hear a slight different message when we speak. That is as it should be. Because even though we are using certain words to reach everyone, we speak to each heart individually. You know who you are, and we honor you for your work more than you could ever understand. Embrace these 4 movements coming forward, these 4 incredible opportunities. And know, this is why you came to Earth in the first place. Keep up the good work. It is with the greatest of honor that we greet you in these ways. We ask you to treat each other with respect whenever possible. Nurture each other whenever you have that opportunity. And play well together on the new Earth. I am the keeper of time, and I leave you with love. Espavo.